continuation, a series from an armbar that I set up from Side Control. If you have not watched the first video in the series, go down to the link below, watch the first one, and then come over here now. If you don't like or don't care about seeing things in a sequential order, then let's continue on. So on the channel, a lot of times you guys probably hear me talk about this idea of restricting yourself to particular techniques, particular positions, and the value of that. It's something that I've been doing for a long time, and it's something I still do to this day. So I started using this armbar that I was talking about in the last video about 7-8 months ago. And so this thing happened where I started using it. For the first few weeks, it was working like magic over and over again. I'm hitting arm bars, bam, 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 all the time. And then what happened is all my students and my training partners got wise to it, and they started defending it because they knew what I was doing. And this is something that's important about, or this is one of the reasons why I like restricting myself to a submission for a long time, because what happens is with a move in your gym, you get better and you learn how to hit the move. Then someone learns how to defend it. Then you learn how to counter their defenses, and you do this sort of tit for tat thing for a while, and then before you know it, you've got all these different, things that you can do. I mean, this is basically how you develop a system for your game. Or, back in the day, I remember the old information products they used to sell in the back of the day, they called them blueprints, right? Whatever you want to call it. You start to get to this situation where you're going, if this, then that. If this conditions are possible, you do this. Then you kind of go down the list of things. And so, again, I'm going to show you guys a sneaky way to set that arm bar up if they know it's coming from side control, and you can do it from another position. As always, this is my lovely assistant, Mr. Adam Wilson. Let's get started. All right, guys, so you might be asking yourself, hey, Chewy, how are you going to set up an arm bar from back mount? I'm going to show you. So check this out. All my students were learning how to do it. They knew I was doing it from side control. They knew the darn thing was coming, so they started defending it. It was making it tough for me to get the armbar. So, I still limited myself. I was like, okay, I'm going to figure out a way to get to this damn armbar. And so, again, for the months that I was working on that armbar at the time, I wouldn't allow myself to use any other submission unless they literally fell into something. Otherwise, I was like, going to just try to use the armbar. So here's the setup to it. We're going to be playing this side on the back mount. You can play the other side if you want to, but I'm just playing this side with it. And what I like to do is I want to get a attack on the neck, right? You can go for a collar, you can go for a rear naked choke, whatever. I just want a credible threat to his neck so that his hands come up to defend. Because anytime you begin to attack someone's neck, they come up to defend with their hands, right? Now, this is what you've got in this situation, is people's arms are up. Now, their elbows could be tighter, they could be wider, whatever, it doesn't matter. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my hand, make a knife hand, and I'm gonna punch it through and come around. Now, you guys have seen this sort of reverse Kimura before if you've watched a channel. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, or reverse key lock, I'm gonna reach down and I'm gonna grab a shoulder, okay? Now from here, I'm gonna drop the leg. When you do this, a lot of times people, they can't help themselves. They're like, I gotta escape. As he escapes, he's in no real threat, which is good for him, yet, right? He's not in a real threat yet. From here, I'm gonna come up, and now I'm back into the position. From here, I begin to attack the neck and sit back for the armbar. So I'll get this a couple times for you. So again, do it from this side now. So again, I'm playing here from the back mount. I go for a threat on the neck and get the attack going. From here, I'm gonna punch this hand through, bring it back, and then what I wanna do is I wanna take this hand and get it in here, so I'm grabbing the back of his shoulder and some of the material in the gi. From here, I'll drop the leg in front so that he can escape. As he's escaping, I'm coming up and getting my chest to his arm here. We'll begin to attack the paper cutter. I will lean to his body here to keep the pressure on him. Ambulance. I'm going to lean on his body, turn the foot in, step over, and then we go back for the armbar. And again, we talked about how to finish this in the last video. So if you're one of the people that didn't go back, you should go back now, and you should go watch that video. And then side crunch, get the finish. Take one more time, and then you guys can practice. And I'll tell you kind of how this whole thing happened. Here's how that whole thing happened. Basically, when I was training in the gym, I was determined to figure out how to make that armbar work. And so then I start going down the list of everything that I have, in my game and trying to make it work. And that's a move that I kind of do that particular arm lace like that from the back sometimes when they defend chokes. And when I was in it, I was like, oh man, that's the same position. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is, along with showing you another cool setup that you might be able to use to get to this armbar from side control and set it up in a different way, I want you guys to take away that idea, right? When you are in your gym and you're using a technique and you start to get in that friction where your training partners stop it, that is a good thing. Be happy about that. And now you've got to figure out, if you want to take your game to the next level with that move, you could either stop, of course, and that's not going to be the way you do it. But if you want to take that move to the next level, then what you want to do is you want to stay at it and limit yourself. Because there's this, I don't know how else to say it, there's a magic that happens when you say to your body and your mind, you're saying, listen, this is the only thing we're going to go for, and you're going to keep attacking with it. You figure out a way to make it happen, right? Because again, you're just, when you don't give yourself another option is what's going to happen. So with that, if you have a move that you're working that isn't this particular armbar, but you're working something else, take that idea home. Like, again, stick with the move for a long time. Again, I've been working on this armbar series for about 7-8 months now, and I've got a few more tricks to show you in the next coming weeks. So with that said, this video will be ended. I'm finished, but keep a lookout for next week. I'm going to show you another couple details from the armbar if they start to defend it, and a few other cool submissions you can set up with it. So I'm finished. Adam.